You wake up as Donald Trump. Your hair has already declared victory over gravity. Life is good. And today you are going to fix a huge pain in the butt. The one problem that has been keeping you awake at night. No, it's not Iran. Iran can wait. It's the freaking Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool.
Huh?
It is gray. It is boring. It is leaking. You wonder which plumber the White House hired? And the worst part? It grows algae faster than you fire people. Previous presidents spent tens of millions rebuilding it and failed. But you tell the media they spent hundreds of millions. It sounds more dramatic. And more importantly, it makes you look fantastic. Because you are different. You understand construction because you owned buildings with your names on it. You understand water because you owned many swimming pools, filled with beautiful women. So you find your regular pool guy to fix the reflecting pool. Technically, Doug from Interior finds him. What a coincidence. Out of every contractor in America, Doug somehow discovers the man already cleaning your swimming pool. The government truly works in mysterious ways. He receives a no-bid contract because competition creates losers, paperwork, and the dangerous possibility that somebody cheaper might appear. You promise the job will cost about $1.5 million, maybe 1.8. It will take less than a month to complete. It will last 50 years.
Nice.
This is your kind of deal. The kind that makes you look smarter than Sleepy Joe or Obama. Doesn't matter when 1.8 eventually becomes 16 million. Who's counting? It is still cheaper than the hundreds of millions you claimed everybody else spent. Fortunately, you had the foresight to inflate their numbers beforehand. The work on the pool is finished and you are proud. The bottom is now American blue, not ordinary blue. American blue, the kind of blue that looks patriotic even while peeling. You announce the finished pool to the media as if you painted the entire thing yourself. You tell everyone the new coating is incredibly strong. So strong that somebody could attack it with a knife and still not cut through it. Not that anyone would do that. What kind of idiot would bring a weapon to the reflecting pool just to damage the floor? That would be ridiculous. The cameras roll, the water flows, the pool opens. You declare victory. It is beautiful. It is perfect. It will last 50 years. Civilization may collapse. The moon may crash into Earth. But your blue floor will remain. Then the algae returns.
Huh?
Not in 50 years. Not in 50 months. Almost immediately. The water turns green again. The algae has apparently not been informed that you solved it. Then the coating starts peeling. Small pieces float to the surface. Then larger pieces. The pool looks like it has developed severe sunburn. Your 50-year solution is now fighting for its life before the invoice for the job has finished printing. This is awkward. You promised a miracle. You received a slap in the face. The fake media begin asking whether the job was rushed. Whether paying a dodgy pool guy $16 million really a good idea. These are dangerous questions, because questions need answers. You called an emergency meeting. Doug is there. Officials from the Interior Department are there. The pool guy is not there.
Huh?
The pool guy has suddenly become extremely busy. You demand an explanation. Nobody speaks. Everyone studies the table as if the answer might be hiding underneath it. Finally, a voice from the back murmurs that the contractor may be responsible. You ignore it.
Huh?
The pool guy is good. Then one staffer leans toward another. He whispers that his car was vandalized while he was away on holiday. He thinks you cannot hear him, but you hear one word, vandalized. Your remaining brain cells immediately report for duty. Was it vandals? You ask out loud. Everyone looks confused. Doug, who has been silent throughout the meeting, suddenly comes alive. Yes, the pool was probably vandalized, he says. He promises to find evidence. And just like that, the algae is no longer the story. The pool guy is no longer the story. The $16 million is definitely no longer the story. Now you have criminals. Beautiful criminals. They could not have arrived at a better time. You announce that vandals attacked the reflecting pool. Someone used a box cutter to slice through the coating. Yes, the same coating you said was indestructible. Clearly, this was no ordinary box cutter. It was either military-grade office equipment or the vandal had superhuman wrists. The cut is enormous. First, it is 250 feet, then 300, then 350. Every time the story is told, the cut gets an extension. You picture the crime. A mysterious person enters one of Washington's busiest tourist attractions. In broad daylight, surrounded by tourists, security officers, cameras, and 1,000 people photographing themselves pretending to hold the Washington Monument. He pulls out a box cutter. Then he starts slicing, and slicing, and slicing. 350 feet, longer than a football field. Yet nobody stops him. Doug Burgum agrees this happened. Absolutely no doubt. The imaginary vandal has already been convicted inside Doug's head. Then your team finds video. It shows people standing near the pool. One person reaches into the water. Suspicious. Nobody innocent has ever touched water. Unfortunately, the footage does not show anyone cutting 350 feet of coating. But that is the beauty of blurry video. Clear video tells you what happened. Blurry video tells you whatever you need. Officials announce arrests and citations. You proudly declare that the dangerous vandals have been caught. One is David Hearn, 67 years old, former Olympic canoeist. Finally, a motive. The man has spent years dangerously close to water. David says he touched an already loose piece. The government says he pulled it violently. You know which version sounds better. Man touches loose plastic will not frighten America. Olympic pool assassin attacks national monument might get primetime coverage. Now you need someone to prosecute David. Luckily, you have Jeanine Pirro. Jeanine is your longtime friend whom you appointed as U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia. Or was it Florida? You cannot remember, but Jeanine is loyal. She is loud. And she can turn a man touching loose plastic into the collapse of Western civilization. Jeanine holds a press conference. She announces that David Hearn has been indicted. She says the evidence is strong, very strong. Strong enough to frighten every canoeist in America. She delivers the announcement with the confidence of a woman who has caught the man who murdered the pool. You are delighted. You were right. Doug was right. Jeanine was right. The pool guy was innocent. The coating was perfect. The only problem was a retired Olympian with a dangerously powerful box cutter. America has its villain. But then prosecutors make a terrible mistake. They examine the evidence. You wake up one morning and discover that good old Jeanine has dropped the case against the reflecting pool assassin. Apparently, the pool had died of natural causes. More specifically, the pool guy may have been rushed the works badly enough to reduce its lifespan from 50 years to 5 business days. Jeanine blames the Interior Department for failing to provide important information. The other vandal cases are dropped too. Your criminal mastermind is once again an elderly man who touched something loose. Your perfect pool is once again a badly painted hole filled with green water. You are furious. Jeanine folded. Worst of all, she contradicted you publicly. You summon Jeanine to the White House. Doug is there too. They look at each other like two children waiting for you to ask who broke the window. Jeanine says the evidence did not support the charges. You ask what happened to the strong evidence. She explains that the evidence was strong before people examined it. Then it became weak evidence. Doug insists vandals caused the damage. Jeanine produces photographs of peeling coating. Doug produces confidence, but no clear video and no convincing proof. Jeanine opens a PowerPoint presentation. Doug opens his mouth and produces even more confidence. Still no video, still no proof. Soon, the meeting becomes a schoolyard argument between two senior officials fighting over wet plastic. But Doug did not publicly make you look silly. Jeanine did. So you consider firing her. You enjoy firing people. It is your cardio. But Jeanine is an old friend. She defended you on television for years, sometimes before anyone had finished accusing you. You consider firing Doug instead. But Doug still supports the vandal story. You cannot sacrifice your last believer while the story is still breathing. So Jeanine keeps her job. Doug keeps his job. For now. Late that night, you think about the pool guy. Then you think about the evidence. Did you ever actually see it? You cannot remember. It does not matter. Doug said evidence existed before. Doug works for the government. You work for the government. Therefore, you have practically seen it twice. In your head. Still, perhaps the pool guy made a tiny mistake. You did give him a tight deadline. If his work failed, you trusted the wrong person. If Doug recommended him, your administration failed. If Jeanine was right, you celebrated arresting people who may not have caused the main damage. Every road leads back to you. You need a new road. You cannot say the job was perfect anymore. But you also cannot say the pool guy caused everything. That would make the no-bid contract look terrible. And then it hits you. The perfect solution. Genius. You grab your phone and begin typing. The next morning, the media receives its headline. You continue insisting the vandals caused the worst damage. But admitting 5% of a mistake makes you look reasonable. Admitting to all of it would require an apology. You would rather drain the pool with a drinking straw. Still, it sucks. And while you are busy fighting algae, plastic, and your own officials, an even bigger disaster is heading your way. Watch the next video to find out why life just got worse.